The nature of perception. A three-dimensional form is defined as much by the space around it as it is by the space it occupies, and the same principle applies to sentient forms like human beings, in that our character is proven as much by our loved ones as it is by ourselves, meaning love and loyalty to the people around us proves we are honorable just as much as our own actions, because they're reflecting our honesty and integrity back into the world, making it quantifiable and incarnate. Home isn't a place, it's a state of mind, an abstract idea associated with a space and time. The place you grew up in, or any place where you found that sense of security and kinship folks call family, a place you belong. The scent of a coming thunderstorm and an early summer breeze is what makes me feel it. That's why the rain has always been near and dear to me. Whether I was standing at the back door, watching the water race down the other side of the glass in shimmering silver ringlets as the trees bowed and swayed to the cadence of the storm, or laying in my bed listening to the drops that always seemed to fall right in tune and right on time with the wind and thunder, lull me into a deep and dreamless sleep. The early summer thunderstorms that roll across the Great Plains every year are always the most spectacular and closest to my heart. My first clear memories are based around sitting on my mother's lap with a pad of paper and a stack of comics laying out a drawer, with a thunderstorm outside complete with horizontal rain and thunder loud enough to rattle the windows. So, for most of my life, I associated the rain with the feelings of love and well-being that I had in my childhood. The character of the rain changed for me the night my mother died. 5 minutes after she took that last hollow, rasping breath, the skies opened up and started pissing rain in thick sheets. I remember standing in front of the house watching the undertaker drive away with the broken remains of the only family I had. Then I remember sitting in the driveway in the lowest position, trying to center myself, but there wasn't enough left of me to focus on. Way-worn and numb from care and toil, I was exquisitely hollow, like a broken porcelain doll that had been left out in the weather for too many years. The rain had always made me feel content, became oppressive. The once rhythmic, calming sounds became an agonizing dissonance of agitating clatter. 18 months later, when I think about the experience, I'm far away enough from the emotional content to analyze it logically, thinking I might find some kind of wisdom in it. After all, knowledge and skills are the rewards of the savage and the wise. Humility and dearth are the prerequisite conditions that leave one open to reap these rewards, and since I'm destitute and homeless right now, I figure I qualify. First thing I notice when I look back on the night is how there seems to be a strange symbiotic relationship between the physical world and the consciousness that observes it. Plato broke down reality into two parts: the visible world that we perceive with our senses, and the intelligible world of forms, which gives the visible world its meaning. For example, when a person sees something beautiful like a sunset or a rainbow, they recognize it as beautiful because they have an abstract concept of what beauty is. While things in the physical world can lose their beauty, the form of beauty is eternal because it exists outside of time and space. Plato believed that the world of forms is not affected by the physical world. I have a different view, and I don't believe these different levels of reality are mutually exclusive. They seek expression through each other. In my experience, these two levels of perception are entangled and reflect each other as they spiral around each other in a double helix like a strand of DNA. The physical world is made of matter and is perceived with our bodies, which are also made of matter. The world of forms is essentially made of symbols and language, and is perceived with our minds, which are also made of symbols and language. Therefore, reality is the result of the dynamic interaction between these two levels of perception. As we move through space and time, we grow and change, and as we do, the language and symbols that we use to describe the rest of the world change as well. The physical world reflects our instinct of it back at us. For example, if you have an instinct of something being good or bad, it colors your perception of it. Someone you love can do little wrong in your eyes, but someone you hate can't do anything right.